thing I'm wondering about is what's going on with the people who are being disrupted? What's happening with the big companies? How are they adjusting to it now? Are they? And small businesses, are they? Talk a little bit about what's happening to the traditional way that it's going on, and then where you see things going over the next year or so as this begins to really go through the economy with G+ supporting Google semantic search.
The internet or the web basically started around 95 and started taking off. And there was a lot of excitement at the time. It was excitement because we felt the world was being connected, and in a way it was, but not quite well enough. And we also felt that there was a certain opportunity in terms of lowering costs and broadening vistas, which from a commerce point of view is absolutely fantastic because you can market to a lot more people a lot more effectively. Also for smaller operators, it was great because they thought the web is a great leveler. Somebody with a great idea, a great product perhaps, and a great website could be almost as good as a large corporation with deeper pockets and bigger manpower. A few years on now, we know that this is not quite the case, because essentially all the corporations are a lot slower to react. They have better processes, and they have a methodology which ensures that they trial things, they put them into place, and they get the job done in a more efficient way. And consistency is one of their greatest strengths. Until now, things have changed. And why have they changed? They've changed very radically, because essentially what's happened now, we have, from a technological point of view, the nuanced approach and the tools necessary to actually work on the web as personably and as closely with people as we did offline. And like corporations were not very good at coming to the village square in the pre-industrial revolution world and trying to sell something, why weren't they very good at this? Because they were strangers and they had a strange approach. And they weren't from around here. They created instant mistrust. And the moment they tried to tell us how good they were, we felt they were pushing a lot harder than they should, and we mistrusted them even more. And if this rings a bell, well, here we are. We've got to the situation where the traditional forms of advertising, which is the hard sell of the corporation, which is the way traditionally it has created trust, found its audience, and connected with them, don't work anymore. They don't work as well. And the reason they don't work is because that audience now is a lot more resistant to the hard sell, is a lot more resistant to the slickness of the packaged approach, and wants basically to either get recommendations through networks and friends, or wants to connect with any kind of corporation at the same level as they would with networks of friends, which means that they need to have a clear identity of who is it who does the selling and why, what's their shared value, and how can they sort of work together to complete the transaction. This is really radical because corporations are not really geared to work like this. When you run any kind of corporation where you have managers and managerial structures and processes and reports and teams and people being accountable, and then shareholders who actually expect to see reports which show them a profit and loss balance sheet, personality and shared values with potential customers don't really come into this very easily. But they really have to, because this is the way you connect with your audience. And this is a challenge which, funnily enough, is the same whether you're a small operator or a large conglomerate running tens of thousands of people across the world. The good news, and there is good news in this, is that there are practical things we can actually do to help implement processes which create a kind of personality. The bad news of that is that it's disruptive. You need to sort of embrace change and start rolling with it.